prwebpodcast.com, visiting with newsmakers and industry experts.
Hello, this is Aaron at prwebpodcast.com, and I'm very glad to be joined again today by Chris Ursitti. He is the CEO of GreenHouse. Chris, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for joining me once again. And let's start first for our listeners who haven't heard of your company. Please tell us a little bit about GreenHouse and what you guys do there.
Sure, I'd love to. GreenHouse has been dedicated in bringing green building products to homeowners for years. And so when the microfueler was a possibility that we could actually be part of this to bring this to our customers here in Southern California, we were very excited about that because we feel like this is the first time that somebody will actually have the ability to take themselves off foreign oil and really make a difference in how we refuel our lives.
And Chris, your latest press release is announcing the debut of the eFuel microfueler in Los Angeles. So first, tell us about the benefits of the eFuel microfueler and what's so exciting about this upcoming launch in the LA area.
The benefits of the microfueler is that you're going to actually be able to create your own ethanol, your own fuel at home that will be able to work inside the infrastructure that exists inside this world today. That means gasoline engine cars. They all have been able to accept ethanol for years now. And since 1991, there's been a standard that cars have to be able to accept ethanol along with the gasoline, because the gas you buy at the pump today has got a 10% blend in it, which makes your car accept the ethanol as well. So the ethanol that we put into your car can be splash blended with gasoline at any combination thereof. And GM also has told us recently that there is over 8 million flex fuel vehicles in the country, and a lot of them aren't labeled. And so we're going to have to identify which cars are and which ones aren't that can easily accept the microfueler's fuel. And it also creates distilled water as a byproduct at home, which can be used out in the yard and the garden and for a variety of other applications, obviously. But today that's a big benefit, too, in Southern California. And this party that we're throwing, the launch, is to celebrate the fact that this will be the first production model of its kind ever installed in a residential home in an area. And it's going to show people just how you can live with the microfueler and have it refuel your life and become part of it and integrate seamlessly into what we can do to then create a society that is not dependent on foreign oil.
And tell us a little bit more specifically on how the eFuel microfueler system actually works inside the home.
What happens is that the microfueler is a little bit thinner than a refrigerator and a little bit shorter than a refrigerator. So it's an appliance size unit that is actually a still inside. It's a micro refinery that is taking out of a tank that then sits next to it. And the footprint of this other tank is only 2 feet wide by about 5 feet long, and it stands about 4.5 feet high. That tank is filled with what we call a feedstock, or in our terms we call it a green juice. That green juice then is sucked into the machine and creates a constant flow of distillation. And it is creating the opportunity to create the ethanol in one direction, and the byproduct at home is distilled water in the other direction. And so we are encouraging our customers to capture that water and use it for your gardens and lawns. So there's another added benefit to what the microfueler can do. But the green juice that you are delivered comes to you through GreenHouse as a free product, and the only time that you get charged for your fuel, which will be about $2 a gallon, is when you actually pump it out of the microfueler and into your car or wherever you're putting it.
Your press release mentions that Shaquille O'Neal was involved with the microfueler. So tell us, how was he involved with this?
Shaquille is one of our first investors in the company. It was brought to him early on, and he reviewed it and studied it. And you can imagine a lot of people are advising him on what is a viable business to get involved with. And this is something that has been checked out and he thought was worthy of his time and energy and obviously his investment, because he believes in this. And we believe that this is an opportunity to do something and do some good for future generations.
And so when is the eFuel microfueler going to be available, and what's the cost involved initially?
We are taking orders, and the initial cost of the microfueler is $10,000, and there is a federal and state rebate of about $5,000. So the net cost is $5,000, and there could be some other installation costs, but they're minor, and other add-ons. But we are working on trying to, as we deliver more and more to the people here, to bring that down as low as we possibly can. That is our goal, so that everybody can eventually get this. It'll be the early adopters that will be our first customers that really want to help promote this and get it going and create something that we all are going to be very happy that is integrated into our life.
And Chris, in case some of our listeners out there would like to learn more about GreenHouse or the e-fuel microfueler, how can they get a hold of you guys?
The home office at the moment, there will be an office up here in Los Angeles and in San Diego, but the corporate office right now is in San Diego at area code 858-273-2626. And it's greenhousebuilders.com and greenhouseenergy.com. Those are the two website addresses that will work to then lead you to more information about the microfueler and all of the exciting partnerships that we have with different entities that are supplying the green juice and how we're creating the fuel out of their waste.
All right, Chris, it was a real pleasure podcasting with you today, and I thank you for coming on and telling us about GreenHouse and what you were doing with the e-fuel microfueler, and I wish you best of luck with its debut and hope to speak with you again very soon.
Produced by PR Web, the online visibility company. This work is released under Creative Commons Sampling Plus 1.0. Under this license, you are permitted to sample, mash up, or otherwise creatively transform this work for commercial or non-commercial purposes, provided that proper attribution is made. For more information, please visit prweb.com.